Alright guys, so with the new season approaching, we gotta hit some AFK stages, alright. So this video, I guess we are going to be going over my best setup for the AFK stages, because as of right now, my character level are definitely a little bit below the enemy's level, the original level. So but in terms of the team I'm using is actually quite good, so that's why we are going to be playing a few matches here and there to kind of show you guys how good the team is. I think what we'll do first, we can actually level up some of our characters. So 180 is probably the best I can push at the moment for some characters. Some of them are just gonna be stuck at 170. I think that's definitely fine because the rest of them are, you know, just there for support purposes, right? So we have that. In terms of what we will also do, I actually just have enough tickets to actually perform one stargaze summon, so I want to get that in as well because we can potentially get a Hyperguinean or a celestial hero from here, which in terms of me, I have selected Diana for this purposes because I don't have him. So let's actually see what we can get. Alright, we got to hold on to this. Alright, perfect. Ideally, I don't know, like if I don't get Diana, I would probably want some dive. Oh wait, is this a guarantee? Whoa, hold up. That was not a guarantee, right? Wait, no, that shouldn't be because I thought it was what 40 or yeah, what? Huh. That's I mean, I would take it, sure. All right, yeah. With that said, we can actually hop into some AFK stages. So in terms of what you can do, this actually talks about what stages you can do, right? So you guys can see there's a few. So what we will do, we will actually skip a few stages because that's what you can actually do. So that comes in clutch because that allows you to climb faster. So I think what we will do after every one of them, we will just kind of hop back out and then jump back in. In terms of what we need to do as well, we need to actually put a few changes in here. I'll put Granny at 180 because that will allow her to be better, and then I'll put Sissy at this slot as well because she is going to be our main damage dealer, while the other one is just for support. So in terms of what I have for the setup specifically, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Antandra, she's just a really good free-to-play tank unit to have, especially she is an A-level character. Really good to have. I think you guys do already know we have a Reiner, just a really good support as well, and then Haywan simply just for the healing purposes. And then artifacts wise, we are going to be using the confining spell. I found this one the most effective because most of the time we are able to, let's say, just, you know, imprison two enemies in the back row. That will definitely allow us to do some really good shenanigans for sure. So that's the setup we are going, and then I'm just gonna do just battle this one. All right, just do that real quick. And I have found this team to be really effective in terms of, like, let's say if you talk about like the core player for this team is definitely going to be Cecilia, Haywan, and then Granny. Rainier is definitely an option where if you don't have him, for example, you can probably swap something out and you should be fine. I wouldn't call him like a make a break for the team. I wouldn't say, definitely not the core. It could be for some people, but definitely not for ours. What do you mean? We picked the one that we can jump the stages, so that's kind of odd. Yeah. What do you mean? Like, we really picked the one that's 138 before, and it did not let us jump. That's kind of unfortunate. But if that's the case, I guess we'll just go what we have. The problem with using Rainier for AFK stages is the fact that you have to always manually select it yourself. So that's gonna be hard when, let's say, sometimes you don't get the right placement, you can't really swap. So that's why I don't really like using Rainier anyway. So what I actually like using is actually Scarlita because she is a little bit more flexible in my opinion. So that's why I often use her over Diana, or not Diana, Rainier in most of the setup. So I think that's what we'll do. So probably better setup. So let's say you don't have Scarlita. You can probably even bring in, I don't know, Rowan, for example. I think Rowan probably is another decent. It depends depending on the situation you're looking at. Sometimes having Rowan is good because you are able to supply those energy to cast ultimate faster. Sometimes it doesn't matter because the enemy lineup is so stacked where I feel like Rowan just not really play a good role. So that's why I would either swap out to Persia or I'll swap into Aiden because Aiden is a good CC, just being able to control the enemy alongside with my confining spell. It works wonders. Sometimes I use Persia because she's able to give me some initial damage right off the bat. So when I do need to control the field a little bit better, I use her. So that's why I went for those two options. So those are like options I would swap out for your like this special character. Like the other one, they're pretty much fixed. All right, like Cystia, if you don't have Cystia, probably if people have been summoning for Florbell, I think she will probably be a good option as well. So go for that. But Haywon, Granny, and Chandra, they're like the main stable for pushing onward. So I think where we at right now, I think enemy level are like at least like a good 180 right now. So we are at least 3 of our characters, or you can say 220 levels behind. So that's actually massive in a way. But we're still pushing. We can push. I think what I'll do, I'll actually go forward and play a few stages myself, and then I'll show you guys if this team has the ability to take on enemies that are like 190 above. So you guys can definitely tell. Oh, there you go, 190. Here we go. So every 5 levels or whatever, it gets a little bit tougher. So that's the other setup that I'm using. I think for this one, I'm not using Antandra. I went for Persia because she is able to offer me some really nice damage. So, and then she offers attack speed. So pairing it up with Cystia definitely makes it really work. It works one, all right. So let's see, we're gonna get B right here. Hopefully not. It'll be embarrassing. No, I think we got it. Yep, we got it in the bag. Let's go. Let's go. And then for team number 2, let's see what we have for the other setup. I think the other setup we probably have Rainier. Yeah, for sure we have Rainier. Alright, come on, Edgar. Edgar is so annoying, alright. Alright, there you go. So for number 2, we can see what kind of setup we have for stage 2. I think for stage 2, I went for a Molar setup because Molar is something that I have a lot. So for Molar setup, I went with Odie, we have Riley, we have Kogre, and then we have Antandra, and then we have Rainier. So pretty good setup. I think Rai is definitely a pretty nice setup because the fact that he is able to just run around and not, it's really hard to target him down unless you have, you know, enemies that can, you know, literally chase you down. But other than that, this is a really good setup. So for stage 2 purposes, I would definitely go for that. So I think you guys definitely see how, you know, viable this team is, and then with the artifacts that we are using. So I do highly implore you guys to use Confining Spell because it's so effective. Like, look at that, we're consistently stunning them. So it works as like just having like an Aiden on a team, or just having like another extra usage of what is a Cystia ultimate, because literally when we do pop Cystia's ultimate, we're literally stunning them or entangling them. So it works really nice. So definitely would implore using that, because if you're using something else, I don't know, like I haven't really focused on using some of the other artifacts because I haven't found them to be more effective, but the ability to just make them not move, which means they can't damage you, so you're literally surviving. So it works really nice. So that's why I highly do recommend that. But I think other than that, I think we can just kind of end things off. So this is literally going to take me hours to complete, like to hit like a breaking point where I cannot go any further. So I think at this point in time, you guys do see how viable this team is, and then we will just kind of leave things as it is. Hopefully you guys are able to form your AFK stages better than I am, because in terms of my account, I just have not been progressing as far as the like the heroes development. They're just what it is. I just haven't bothered summoning a lot. So you guys may definitely have a different result because you guys probably have better characters. So definitely big W's to you all. But if you guys are struggling, free to play, but you know haven't really got any good RNG, if we have similar setup like this, definitely go for it because it will work really good. But I'll be catching you guys on the next one.